Welcome back. This morning we are joined in studio by LMPD Chief Paul Humphrey.
Yeah, so the chief is here to talk with us about several topics, regarding the police department. First of all, Chief, good morning.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being with us today. We'd love to have you on the show. We want to start here. LMPD has cleared a lot of cases lately. Violent crime is down in the city. That's always good news. But how do you plan to keep that momentum going?
Well, it's a combination of things. First of all, when crime is down, it gives our detectives an opportunity to work those cases and spend more time digging into those little things that help them break that case. And then the other thing is the cooperation with the public. When the community gives us information and helps out on these cases, it leads to our ability to take people off the street and kind of breaks that cycle of violence. So it brings the overall crime numbers down.
Well, transparency is something that it seems like a buzzword for you guys,
right.
And it's something that the public has wanted for a very long time. Do you feel that you're doing a better job releasing information to us, the media, and the public?
Right. I think transparency is one of those words that everybody has their own definition of. I think there's a lot of words like that. But our goal, I kind of see my role here as being an educator of the public, right? So I'm very proud of the work that we do. I'm excited about the work that we do. I'm jealous that those officers get to go out there on the street every day and I have to sit behind a desk. But my role as leadership is to educate the public on what we're doing so that they're well informed. And I hope that we are doing, and I feel like we're doing a much better job of making sure that we're giving information out to the public and we're communicating both to the public and our officers about expectations.
Yeah. Summer break actually technically starts Friday afternoon. JCPS's last week of school, Friday's last day of school. We need to talk about youth violence, teen violence specifically. We often see, teens. We had a situation where a young man was shot, a gun deal gone wrong, that kind of thing. What are you hoping happens this summer when the teens are out of school, the kids are out of school?
Well, hope's not a plan. So we have to make sure that the tactics that we're using as far as engaging people on the street, both in an enforcement way and a non-enforcement way, continue, and that we have an impact and try to stem off what we know is often a spike in crime when summertime hits, when kids are out of school, the weather's nice, and people are out. So we want to make sure that we have those officers out there in the right places, taking the right actions in order to interrupt anything before it happens, as opposed to having to respond afterwards.
And of course, you need officers on the ground to do that. And you said that the new recruit class for LMPD will be the largest that it has been in years.
Right.
And you credited that to negativity in policing is lessening, or around policing is lessening. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think everybody, coming out of everything that happened in 2020, I think everybody is now realizing that there has to be a balance, right? We can improve the way that we're doing things as a profession, while at the same time going out here and doing the hard work that is required in order to keep people safe. And so I think part of it is focusing on the officers that are here and making sure that they have pride in what they do, and they understand that this city and this department cares about them and wants them to go out there and do a good job, which leads to them being the best recruiters that we have. So when people are happy about the work that they're doing, even when it's a hard job, they're more likely to go tell people, hey, come do this job. You can have a lot of fun, you can have a great career and build a good living.
Yeah. Well, Chief, thank you so much for your time. We always appreciate when you come on the show and you talk with us, so thanks.
Thank you all for having me. Appreciate it.